Today I'm going to be walking through my key takeaways from Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast with Michael Bublé. So without further ado, let's crack right into it. First main point, the power of research and stealing. The link between research and stealing. What is research and what is stealing? Bublé makes a very interesting point. He says that when you copy one person, that is stealing, that is plagiarism. But when you copy everyone, that is research. He stresses the fact that you shouldn't be intimidated, worried, or, anxious at all from copying other people, lots of other people. Learning and using their material, using their creativity, their inspiration to craft your own, in his case, music, songs, essays, content, whatever it may be. Don't be afraid to use lots of people's work. Okay? That's his first main point, because that is research. Stealing from one person is plagiarism. Stealing from everyone is research. I thought it was really, really interesting. And yeah, the mindset encourages creativity and growth in one's own craft. Point number 2, the significance of having context and perspective, a constant reminder of your values, and most importantly of all, what is important to you. So Michael Bublé's son's cancer diagnosis was a real turning point in his life. It was a real shock. And it was a real reminder for Bublé of what exactly mattered in his life. He got slightly, you could say, carried away with his career, which, don't get me wrong, is a super important thing. At some point in your life, whether it's now or in the future, you need to narrow your focus. I've taken you through that energy diagram. You can't be darting off your energy in lots of different things. That's not to say you're going to completely cut off your family, but you will have to go through periods of time if you really want to be successful where you just go all in, and spend somewhat less time with your family to make more time for that career, your mission, your purpose, whatever that may be. But in saying that, it's very easy to get carried away at the same time and to forget about what is important in life. So when you're making those sacrifices, don't forget what's important. Don't forget why you're here in the first place, who brought you to this place, which is your family. His son's cancer diagnosis was just a real wake-up call. It was, okay, this is what's important. It was almost, for him, he said, like almost God's way of saying, it was almost a divine revelation to get back on track, get your priorities back on track. Like your career, your success, you're doing amazingly well, but don't forget about what's important. Number 3, and related to priorities, is the role of priorities in your own happiness. Bublé made a really interesting point. He said, it's easy to lie to others, but it's even easier to lie to yourself in terms of what you value and what you prioritize. For Bublé, true wealth is the time that you spend with your family and friends, your close ones, your loved ones. That is what makes life sacred, valuable, and should be number 1. Because on our deathbed, no one's going to remember you. No one's going to really care who you were, what you did, why you were. Your why, your who, your how. Apart from your family and your loved ones, your legacy, they're going to carry on, hopefully, the value that you spread, the love, and so forth to the world. And so Michael Bublé really stresses the fact that material possessions and lots of money and so forth, that Lamborghini, whilst it seems great at this point in life, doesn't actually matter. Ultimately, it doesn't actually matter. That's not necessarily to say you shouldn't strive for, material success and wealth, but to remain critical, keep context, keep perspective over what really does matter. Who's going to turn up to your funeral? Who's going to remember the fact that you had a yellow Lamborghini and 10 mil in the bank, like 1 year, like 6 months after you've died? Not many people, guys. The next key point that Michael Bublé makes is the power of social media, namely TikTok. So Michael is really into TikTok and scrolling. It's something that I don't encourage personally, but he creates more than he consumes. So I think he must have a team of people help him create and spread his message and spread his songs and so forth. He stresses how good social media is as a marketing tool. The amount of money that once upon a time people had to spend on marketing has gone from that to that, thanks to the gift of social media. The reason you're watching this video right now is thanks to a social media platform, to YouTube, which markets my brand, my message, and so on and so forth. So create rather than consume. Use these social media platforms, use Instagram, use TikTok. That's absolutely okay. but just ensure that you're not getting too carried away by the reels and the novelty, the dopamine spikes, but are creating and using it as a tool, using it as a means of spreading your message, your personal brand, whatever you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to market. Use it in the right way. And don't underestimate its power, because it's powerful and it's also the future as well. It's the future of all marketing. So use it wisely. And the final point that Bublé makes is the importance of pursuing your passions in order to lead a fulfilled and good life, a life that you're proud of and, you know, that you embrace. He talks about the importance of having a deep passion, finding that purpose, that mission, something that you genuinely enjoy and also provides value to other people, and going all in on that. In fact, for Bublé, he compares singing to breathing. Find something that you can literally compare to breathing, that you get to a point where you're like, I want to do this so much. I need this as much as I need to breathe, as much as I need to eat breakfast. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bublé actually made a comparison to Arnold. I think he was on the podcast Impulsive with Logan Paul, and he said, Logan asked him, Arnold, why do you work out so much? You're 70, I don't know how old he is, however old he is. Why do you still work out in the morning? And Arnold replied with, for the same reason I eat breakfast. I eat breakfast now. I ate breakfast yesterday. I ate breakfast a decade ago, 2 decades ago, 30 years ago. It's so ingrained in who he is. He just does it every single day. He can't distinguish the difference between breathing, eating, whatever it is, and training. He loves it that much. And that's what Bublé was stressing. The importance of finding something that you're so deeply passionate about, that's so a part of who you are, that you can't do without. There is no retirement because you love it that much. And it's so important that you spend more time trying to find what that purpose, that mission is, by sitting in silence, being introspective, meditating, being off social media. It's worth booking and paying a train ticket to go to Scotland by yourself for a week, just to really think, about what it is you want to do. That was way easier said than done, but most people don't even try. So try, because I can tell you right now, and Bublé told me in that podcast, to find that purpose, because it will make your life so much better. And you'll feel proud, you'll feel fulfilled, you'll feel like you've given something of value, and it will give you a meaning on this planet. I think it's important to have that meaning, that purpose, that fulfillment. It makes you happier, healthier, more willing to get up in the morning and to really take action, to carpe diem, to seize the day. So ensure that you seize the day by finding your passion. Find out what it is that you want to do as much as you want to breathe, as much as you want to eat breakfast, as much as you want to sleep. So in conclusion, I've written a couple of lines here. Michael Bublé's experiences and insights provide valuable lessons on resilience, priorities, and embracing life. By considering the power of research, perspective, priorities, true wealth, not just material possessions, but true wealth, family and friends, loved ones, and pursuing passions, we can find much greater fulfillment and happiness. So thank you for joining me on this reflection of Stephen Bartlett's podcast. I hope you gather some value, and those are my main points, so you don't have to watch the full podcast. But yeah, give me a comment, a like if you like this video. It really helps the channel out. It'll help this video be spread to more people. Michael Bublé is a legend, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.